What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, something is silently draining your energy? Not metaphorically, not symbolically, but at the deepest level of your psychological and energetic architecture. And what if Carl Jung identified exactly what these invisible drains are over 100 years ago? But almost nobody applied his discoveries to the one group of people who need them most. Empaths. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will explain why you've been feeling exhausted, disconnected, and stuck. And more importantly, it will show you precisely what's been pulling your frequency down without your permission. Carl Jung said that what you resist persists, but he also discovered something far more unsettling. He found that what you tolerate consumes, and for empaths who tolerate more than any other psychological type, this consumption happens at a rate that most people cannot even fathom. Your frequency isn't just dropping because of one thing, it's being attacked from multiple directions simultaneously. And until you identify every single source, the drain continues. Here's the first one. And honestly, this alone accounts for more energetic damage than most empaths realize. According to Carl Jung's theory of psychic energy, every interaction is a transfer. He called it the flow of libido, not in the sexual sense, but as raw psychological life force moving between two people. And Jung discovered that when one person is consistently giving more energy than they receive, the psyche enters a state he called energetic depletion. Empaths do this constantly. They maintain relationships out of guilt. They respond to messages that make their stomach tighten. They keep channels open to people who only reach out when they need something. Every single one of these dead connections is an open wound in your energetic field. Not dramatic, not obvious, just a slow, quiet leak that never stops. And your frequency pays the price every single day. This is where Jung's research becomes genuinely disturbing. He identified a phenomenon he called psychic contagion, the unconscious absorption of another person's emotional state. Most people experience this mildly. They walk into a tense room and feel slightly uncomfortable, but empaths don't experience it mildly. They experience it totally. They don't just sense the tension, they become the tension. They metabolize other people's anger, grief, anxiety, and despair as if it were their own. And here's what Jung understood that changes everything. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between your pain and someone else's. It processes both identically, which means every unfiltered emotional absorption registers in your body as personal trauma. Your frequency doesn't just dip, it collapses. And it collapses under a weight that was never yours to begin with. But here's where it gets far worse than you think. Carl Jung called this the betrayal of the authentic self, and he considered it the single most destructive pattern in human psychology. For empaths, self-abandonment looks like saying yes when your entire body screams no. It looks like smiling through disrespect. It looks like minimizing your needs so someone else can feel comfortable. Jung discovered that every act of self-abandonment sends a message directly to the unconscious. And that message is devastating. It says, I am not worth protecting, and your psychic field responds accordingly. It lowers its resonance to match the belief. Your frequency doesn't drop because the world is cruel. It drops because you agreed with the cruelty by refusing to defend yourself against it. And the fourth one is something almost no one talks about. According to Carl Jung's work on the anxiety archetype, empaths develop what he termed a prophetic hypervigilance because they've been blindsided before, because they've trusted the wrong person and paid catastrophic prices. Their nervous system rewires itself to expect devastation at all times. Peace becomes suspicious. Happiness becomes the calm before the storm. Love becomes the setup for the next betrayal. Jung understood that this isn't paranoia, it's a survival adaptation. But he also discovered that it's one of the most frequency-destroying patterns in existence. Because when your entire energetic system is braced for impact, it cannot expand, it cannot rise, it cannot resonate at the level your authentic self requires. You are essentially living in a permanent state of energetic contraction. And contraction and high frequency cannot coexist. It's psychologically impossible. What comes next is the one most empaths will recognize instantly, but have never been able to name. Carl Jung identified this as a shadow manifestation of the giver archetype. Empaths have built their entire identity around pouring out, giving love, giving time, giving energy, giving attention. But Jung discovered that the refusal to receive is not humility. It's a form of control. It's the unconscious belief that if you never need anything from anyone, you can never be disappointed. If you never accept help, you can never be let down. If you never open your hands to receive, no one can close them empty. But this pattern has a devastating energetic consequence. Jung called it the closed circuit of the psyche. Energy flows out, but nothing flows back in. And a system that only outputs without input doesn't just slow down. It eventually goes dark entirely. Your frequency needs reciprocity to sustain itself. Without it, depletion isn't a risk, it's a certainty. But here's where Jung's psychology intersects with something most people are completely unprepared to hear. According to Carl Jung's research on psychological projection, empaths have an extraordinary capacity to see potential in others. But Jung identified a shadow side to this gift that is absolutely devastating. He called it the projection of the idealized other. The empath doesn't fall in love with who someone is. They fall in love with who someone could be. And when that person fails to become that projection, the empath doesn't leave, they double down. They pour more energy into the gap between reality and potential. They stay loyal to a ghost, a version of someone that existed for maybe 3 months at the beginning, before the mask slipped. Jung understood that this loyalty isn't love, it's an energetic hemorrhage. You are pouring your life force into an illusion, and every drop that goes into sustaining that illusion is a drop stolen from your own frequency. Your field doesn't just lower, it fractures, because it's trying to sustain something that doesn't actually exist. And now we arrive at the 7th. And this is the one that changes everything permanently. Carl Jung called this the most necessary and most avoided passage in all of human psychological development. He called it the ego death. And for empaths who have been through repeated cycles of betrayal and awakening, this death has already happened. You are not the person you were before the narcissist. You are not the person you were before the betrayal. You are not the person who believed everyone deserved unlimited chances. That version of you is gone. And Jung discovered that until you grieve that loss, fully, consciously, without resistance, your frequency remains anchored to a self that no longer exists. You are energetically tethered to a ghost of yourself, and that tether holds you at a vibration far below where you're meant to operate. Here's what Carl Jung understood that ties all 7 of these together. Your frequency is not determined by what happens to you. It is determined by what you hold on to. Every dead conversation, every absorbed emotion, every act of self-abandonment, every anticipation of disaster, every refusal to receive, every loyalty to an illusion, every ungrieved former self. These are not just psychological patterns. They are frequency anchors. They hold you in place. They keep you vibrating at a level that attracts exactly the kind of pain you're trying to escape. But Jung also discovered the antidote. He called it radical conscious release, the deliberate, unflinching decision to let go of everything that no longer serves your becoming. Not with bitterness, not with revenge, but with the quiet, devastating clarity of someone who has finally chosen themselves. And when an empath makes that choice, when they release every single one of these 7 anchors, what Jung called the constellation of the true self begins. The frequency doesn't just rise, it transforms. It becomes something unrecognizable from what it was before. Not louder, not harder, not more aggressive, but clear, undistorted, absolutely sovereign. And at that frequency, according to everything Carl Jung spent his lifetime uncovering, nothing that is meant for you can miss you, and nothing that isn't meant for you can stay.